People must have been video people that didn't know what was happening. What's up, folks? Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. This is Moose, a.k.a. Big House, man. We in the house, man. Heavy Hitters, man. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, man, I tell you what. Right now, man, we're in the house, man. We got let's first and foremost, let's do the lady of the house, man. The one and only Run. M.
See.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So good to see you. Feels like it's been years.
Yeah, it has been, hasn't it?
It's been a long time since we've done a show.
It's been like 3 weeks, man. Not tripping.
Well, it feels like a long time when I'm without you guys, and I don't like it. It makes my heart sad. I'm happy to be back.
That's a lot of extra stuff. Hey, man, I tell you what, man, that male voice you hear, man, he's the one, the only, the star of the show, man. Give it up. For some reason, today's going as Scarface Duo, but we know him.
That's the surface.
The service, though. My bad. That's the device I'm using.
Oh yeah, it is. It is Surface. Sorry, it is Surface. It is Surface. I can't read.
Scarface Duo sounds way cooler.
I can't read. Anyway, the one and only LGZ and Baku. What's happening?
Oh man, life's good, man. I cannot complain, dog. Cannot complain. I have surgery, unfortunately, on Monday again, but I'm in high spirits, bro.
All right. Well, hey, man, we're glad you're here. Glad you're here, man. It's officially summer in the United States, and man, today's show, man. So we're gonna talk about Kwame Brown. We're gonna call that. What do we say? Was it Mama's what?
Mama's cooking. Yeah.
Mama's cooking. I think hopefully I put that. Mama's cooking. The Big Sis's Bornday. And we also gonna talk about what else did I put? You guys remember? I know.
It's Pride Month.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We put BlackWallStreet. Come on, guys. We talked about this.
I wasn't part of that conversation. I was busy.
Did you say Pride Month?
We did not put that.
Oh.
Can we go back to just a moment? Did you guys hear the sound outside of my window?
There was a motorcycle?
Yeah, I know what that was.
Remember that would always happen to us during the show. It's still happening even though we're all at home.
Well, there you go.
Made me kind of happy.
It
was a motorcycle outside. The windows are open.
Like, man, that thing was like, I thought Moose was, doing what Moose do. Right?
What does that mean?
Man, I said it without saying it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, folks, I'm so glad you're here, man. Heavy Hitters Radio Show. We back again.
A lot of, what's it called? Flagellance.
Flatulence.
Yeah, that too. I got black mouth, right?
Jesus. I think Jesus is the reason we created black mouth. So I mean, of course, yeah.
Right.
Man,
right.
Flatulence.
Oh my gosh.
So you know what flatulence is, though. It's like it might smell good every now and again, like fragrance and flatulence together.
It never coming from your anus. It never smells good.
That's not true. Every now and then, it might be like, oh man, is that hickory? Like it might smell like barbecue.
No, I know what I'm letting. I know that grill I made today. I know my flatulence will smell like hickory.
See what I'm saying? That's flagellance, where it might smell like delicious barbecue, or it could smell like slaw and deviled eggs, which would be horrible.
This is making my belly hurt. Can we move on to a new topic, please?
Heavy Hitters, happy holidays, man. Memorial Day, man. Shout out to all of the veterans, both foreign and domestic, and those that have laid their lives down for us. I can remember when I think that was the first one, the Gulf War started. And I was in college, and we're all sitting in one room. There's several of us, back when you could all be in one room together without masks on.
You can now.
Just like yesterday. Just like Sunday. Right. And so we're all in there, and we're like, man, I'm old enough to where like not Secret Service, selective service was a big deal, right? And so we're like, you know what, man, if we go to war, they come to get us first. Because I went to a historically black college. I went to a historically black university, so we like, they're going to come get us, man. All the brothers, man, they're going to get us just like it was in Vietnam. Like, that's exactly what we thought. Of course, it didn't happen like that, but that's what we thought, man. Heavy Hitters Radio Show. So anyway, all you servicemen, man, all my buddies, man, Pew and all the rest of you guys, man, that serve, in the forces. Appreciate y'all, man, for sure.
For sure, yeah. Even the guy on the couch, man.
The guy on the couch, that's right. The guy on the couch, for sure, man.
And the Health Connection.
And the Health Connection. Health Connection was a Marine, wasn't he?
Yeah, Marine, yeah. Shout out to my pops, man, the naval. He's a seaman.
Shout out, man. Shout out. And look, without a joke.
You love saying that.
Without a joke. He didn't, there was a joke there and he left it.
Yeah, he's a seaman.
I appreciate it.
I'm actually his seaman, actually.
There
it
is. There it is.
Hello, joke.
It's been around. Zing, doing a zinger in there.
You
it's
have
been
to.
a while.
You have to. Hey man, so tonight I'm rocking the Chirac hat, a movie by Spike Lee, man. Because
one of the worst movies ever.
Hey, don't even worry about that, man. Shout out to the New York Knicks, man. They won one game in the playoffs and had a parade. They won in one game, but you thought it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals, dog. And the World Cup, and the World Series, and Super Bowl combined. Combined. And who did they beat? The Atlanta Hawks, yo. Right. And haven't got close to them since. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow. The Hawks might shut them out. Be done with it.
Shut them out tomorrow, yeah.
So, hey man, I check this out. So guys, I don't know if you know or not. We've been talking about a lot of stuff, but let's, right now we are in the midst of a pandemic. That's why we still do the show.
No, we're not. Pandemic is over, bro. I told y'all
Talk to me.
On this very podcast that one day we gonna wake up, it's gonna be back to normal. Like what pandemic?
We're not quite there yet.
Did you not see 140,000 at the racetrack this weekend?
I still want to see we're back to normal.
When the mask mandate is up on the 7th, it's over. In Indiana, at least.
So it's funny because on the news, that's all they talked about was the race and how the pandemic is taking a speedy in and all, the summer is speeding in and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And holy cow, when you see the pictures, it looks like all those 140,000 sat in the same seat. I mean, like they are butt cheek to butt cheek, man, in the whole thing. And I don't think it was like that. But a lot of my buddies that were there were like 140,000 miles behind, like my rear, like they was like, man, we are up in here, man. And so it's definitely one of those things where I think that yes, it is slowly coming to a standstill. And from what I understand, 50% of Americans are vaccinated. And they want 70% for herd immunity, which I mean that could really be a thing. What do you guys think about that?
Well. The thing is people are still getting COVID with the vaccine. That's the vaccine, which is crazy. But from my understanding, at least I know the J&J, my buddy that got it, he said that what the vaccine will do is basically you won't die when you get it.
You won't get
You'll still get sick, but you ain't gonna die. However, ain't nobody talking about the reason why people was dying because y'all was putting them on respirators. That's why people was dying. But, anyway, who am I? I'm just Jeezy. I just do my name on the show. I'm just Jeezy today.
I totally understand. So you know what I thought was funny. So they said exactly what we wanted to happen happened. There was 9 men that got sick with COVID-19 that were vaccinated, and only one of them had the sniffles, and the rest of them weren't sick. They're like, "This is phenomenal. This is amazing news." I'm like, "Well, I'm always like, who is it?" They were like, "It was 9 New York Yankees." I'm like, them dudes are all in tip-top shape. Of course, if they get it, they're not going to be. One dude got the sniffles. He just got the unlucky card. Like that is not a good case study. I want a case study. I want a case study where nine coal miners get it, and a couple of them are like getting ready to retire, and three of them are 300 pounds, and one of them smokes 2 packs a day. And you know what I'm saying? And one of them is in tip top shape and is like 22. That's that's what I want to see when it's like, oh yeah, this is working. Like 9 New York Yankees get it. That's not a good case study.
Not at all.
Well, yeah, but see that's moves. If you notice, that's gonna be a new narrative. The new narrative will be, oh, we're gonna use athletes to say, oh, they represent the sniffles and all the kinds of like, no, that ain't a representation, because we clearly seen the NFL season where they played through and Jones was getting it out for on Monday, back on Friday. We've seen it, man.
Exactly. Again,
we've seen Nick Saban get it twice or whatever the case may be.
Well, he was out one time and he actually got it the next time and was cool. No. Again, I want to see out of 9 people, I want 3 of them to be over 300 pounds and 2 of them smoking. I want 3 of them to be over 200 pounds and one of them exercise, the other 2 don't. And 4 of them 6 have a sedentary lifestyle. And then I want to see the last 3. I want them 3 to be in relatively decent shape. One of them smokes, one of them drinks heavy, and then the other one is our control. That's when we say, oh, yeah, this works for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. When we see that data, then that's when we know.
Right. Then we say, okay, yeah, we good now. We good. But of course, the first one of them have a blood clot. We like, oh, shoot. We ain't none of us out the woods yet. Although, you know what? You ever see them guys like Jim Fix? You guys not old enough to remember who he is. Jim Fix died of a heart attack, and he was like one of the most world famous runners of all time, and he had a heart attack. So it's like, come on, man. I mean,
right?
Is it really? Are we ever out of the woods necessarily? No.
No, I don't believe so.
Hey guys, you listen to Heavy Airs Radio. What's up? Hey guys, listen to
I was agreeing. I was saying not at all.
Oh. Hey guys, this is Heavy Airs Radio show.
Man,
oh gosh.
The difference is, man, is that we cut the ticker off, man. We ain't got the death count on TV every day to reinforce what's happening. Once the election hit, that little death toll, the amount of infected people, that all went away. And we ain't talked about it since.
Well, I will tell you that they briefly talk about. Now, it's not, the ticker's not on as you call it. They're talking about the hearts, and you said the ticker. I was lost for a second, but for sure, that where we lost this many people were sick. Like, they're not talking about that every day for sure. But they will say, this many. That's the only reason I knew how many people were vaccinated. They say the numbers are at an all-time low, and it's X. I'm sure our news department is going to have all those stats for us in about 10 minutes or so. I'm almost positive that's going to be a part of our news tonight. It's almost a done deal that's going to be in our information this evening. Folks, listen to Heavy Airs Radio show. I'm Moose aka Big Cows, man, and we got Monsky Love in here today, man. We got the lady of the house.
So I did what Ron's supposed to do. I did some crack research real quick. So as of March 31st, yesterday,
Go ahead.
There was 0 COVID cases
As of what?
in Indianapolis.
As of what day?
Yesterday.
Well, that data's not in yet.
May 31st. No, May 31st, 2021. It says new cases 0.
That information
over the past
not
7 days, there have been 440. No, I'm looking right at it.
Right, but
I'm looking right at it.
Everything that came in yesterday is not out yet. Is my point.
All right, okay. So I go to yesterday, May 30th. There were 300 cases May 30th.
That's right. And then you got to think about all the alcohol consumption and the sunlight. Made sure that everybody that went to the race and carb day and all that did not catch COVID-19.
So I'm gonna do a contrast. So the world shut down last year, May 30th. There was 504 cases in Indiana. May 29th, 2020. It was the same amount of cases this year. On the same day, we wide open.
I mean, but you know what? You're not into conspiracies, but you got to think about it. In a year, we've learned a lot.
You're right, Boots.
We've learned a lot.
I'm not into conspiracies. You're right. Thank you.
Yeah, we in that year we've learned a whole lot, and a lot of us have already taken shots that we don't know much about. From what I understand, if I stay next too close to the refrigerator, I might stick to it on my arm where I got my shot because of the.
Okay, so for the state, yesterday was 370. Since COVID had started, March 3rd last year, we're at 744,213 cases in Indiana.
Wow. All right, so
over 13,000 deaths.
Hey, so
in that since we shut down since March.
Here's the thing. I think, like I told you guys, once the United States saw the Indy 500, they was like, you know what, done. It's all over. Like I'm hanging out with everybody, and I'm hugging, I'm slapping five, I'm kissing randos. Like all that stuff is happening.
Oh no! Once you saw the Canelo Alvarez fight, 80,000 in Texas Stadium, I'm like, ooh. Like I told you earlier, I got sick watching that. Like, why am I tasting this smell? No, I ain't doing nothing but watching
it. Right. It is funny though. Like I went maskless at my son's baseball game and got out there, and for sure my throat was like, like what's in my throat? I felt like I had something in my throat. I was outside, away from everybody the whole time. Man, we are all gonna be. We're all going to be Munchausen. We're all going to have Munchausen syndrome. I must be sick. Oh, you got to be sick too. Hey, man, I tell you what, man, real quick, man, I tell you what, man, that other smooth voice, man, that we have on the show, he's in the house tonight, man. He's in the library, man, chilling. He's in the study. He's in the study with the candlestick, man. That's you guys don't know that. Look. The black people don't know that game. Sorry, I just learned it when I moved to a certain neighborhood.
Black people don't play Clue?
No, we ain't got time for
what?
that.
Really?
No, we ain't got time for that.
I want to go back to that.
And we'll go back there in a minute. But anyway, he's here, folks. DJ Longgrain, what's up, baby?
Man, what is happening, y'all, man? Just moving and grooving and trying to play catch up with the gang, man. How's everybody doing?
Hey, man, we are good.
We're good, man.
Hey,
who the throwback? Is that Derek Coleman?
No, sir.
Is that Derek Coleman jersey?
Roger Petrovic. Yeah.
I like that. That boy crispy, man. I like that.
Right on, bro.
Did you say Draza Petrovic?
Yes.
Nice. All right. Hey, man, Heavy Radio Show, man. Listen, man, DJ, hey, man, all the usual suspects are in the house tonight. So guess what's going to happen? The rest of the show, man, we're going to do a little bit of usual. Give us a rundown on what's going to happen going forward.
So we will have Run That News, Brews and Reviews, maybe some Tell Me Why You Mad Son. I'm sure there'll be at least one random game show because that's what we do. And it is random. And who knows? We'll see where the evening takes us. Probably some fights, some insensitive comments made. It's who we are. Jeezy is on the show.
Somebody's on
the film. Have you met him?
Somebody's on the films tonight, man. Heavy Radio Show, man. You listen. Hey, so I tell you what, it is time to run that news. What's up?
Yeah, okay. All sorts of things because it's been a long time. So, first, I would like to just pay homage to one of my most favorite authors. Eric Carle has left us, but we have his legacy through The Very Hungry Caterpillar and Brown Bear, What Do You See? So he was 91. Probably most people know him from The Very Hungry Caterpillar. He passed away recently. Looks like maybe like the 25th of
2 days
May.
ago. Yeah.
So he was 91.
He sold like 150 million or some copies or something more of that. That one book. Can you imagine?
55 million.
How much?
55 million
Of that one book?
of Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh, so maybe it was 110 million of all his books combined. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
He has over 70, but most people just know the Very Hungry Caterpillar. This is most. I'm sorry.
He's
170 million. You're right.
Hello.
He sold 170 million books, but 55 of that 170 was one book.
Yes.
That's how you know you done made it.
Hey man, come on. And it's like
He wrote that book in 1969.
it's like 25 pages.
I could almost recite it cover to cover just because I've read it so many times.
Me too, and I have not heard it or read it in several decades.
He wrote it in 1969. That's when it was first published, when he was in his late 30s.
Come on, man. It's still time for all of us, man. So, I tell you what. I know we said we may not be a random game show, but here it is. Folks, are you ready for the Heavy Hitters Random Game Show?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'll tell you what. Tonight's
random. We don't have the music queued up.
No, we don't. Tonight's participants are El Jeezy and Baku, otherwise known as just Jeezy. We also have Run EMC. Yes, sir. We also have the one, the only OG, Long Green, LDC Dog, LOC Dog, Loc Dog. I'm with you now. I'm reading it. And the one, the only Monsky Love. Are you ready?
Yes.
I need one stanza, which would maybe be 3 or 4 sentences of the book that's going to sell 170 million copies. I just need the first 3 sentences. If you want me to go first, I will. I will go first. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that I know the first part, but I can do definitely 3 lines together. Go ahead.
We're walking in the woods. The bears and lions and tigers are all there too. When we see the action in the woods, we're so scared we think they say boo. We're not scared. We're one and the same. We're all creatures in the same game. That's my first page of my book. And the title of my book is called Creatures Together, One and the Same. You're welcome. Y'all wasn't feeling me?
Are we adding to your book or are we making our own?
You can make your own book. Or you can add to mine. Jeezy, you ready?
Alright, the book I'm gonna write is this gonna sell 100 million copies, right?
100 million, 170 million.
170 million. She made her way to the top by venturing from bedroom to bedroom, from Montel Williams to the DA of California. Kamala does it all. Ron don't like that book, but y'all get it.
First of all, rude. And second of all, it's still...
How is it? Run. How is it rude? When did facts become rude? It's facts. I didn't make none of that up.
I had a question.
It's possible.
I had a question. So
it's all there for public consumption.
Are you guys saying that Kamala Harris did something with Montel?
Yes.
Still Kamala.
Yes.
Wow. Good for him.
But the VP, according, my source is Judge Joe Brown.
Wow. Okay.
Look, D-Lo know.
I mean, guess
D-Lo
what?
knows.
You know, I mean, what does it matter? Do we care? I mean, you know what? I'm glad she, you know, she's real, right? She's real.
I think you need to see that.
Yo, what Jeezy is talking about, I'll be honest, Moose. I contemplated sending it to you too. I figured it might be a little bit slow for you just in terms of the pace, but the content was absolutely right up Jeezy's alley, man. Like, yo, zero rules for Judge Joe Brown, man. This dude he's a goat out here. I didn't know he had a potty mouth. I didn't know he was so wise, man. I didn't know he was a player. Like those are the first 3 sentences of my books. The autobiography of Judge Joe Brown.
I need that. I need that book to be published and made, bro. I didn't know he had a potty mouth. I mean, Judge Joe Brown was out there, bro.
He's a fan of big guns. Yo.
All of that.
I can't believe you didn't send it to me.
He got
You know what?
He got a mug with all these gun ARs on there. I was like, yeah, I got about 4 of these.
Yo, he's the illest, man. He don't give a F. You know what I'm saying?
That cat was like
politically correct. All of that, man. Like I saw him in a whole different perspective.
That cat was like, I'm retired. I'm 74 years old. What are you gonna do to me?
He's right. I mean, he's right. Hey, here's
he went on Joe Biden, like Joe Biden. Ooh, what?
Yo, and you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry not to get back too much into the political side, but just speaking on his character, man, the brother said, you know what I'm saying? So my dating range right now is 35 to 65.
Good for him.
Wow.
And then he said,
married. He loved women, boy.
Good for
that
him.
cat was like, he said, because the older you get, the wider the range it becomes, yeah.
That's true. That is very true. And I was talking to a cat today that's 65. He's going to retire. And he said nothing over 50 for him. And I thought that was very funny. I was like, dang. I said, you really going dipping low, big boy? He's like, hey, man, no, got to keep it tight. I was like, all right. That's what you say, man. Professional cat, man. 65 years old, nothing under 50. I'm like, okay. So if you think about that, like, you know, if you go 15 years, you're junior, some cats be in trouble. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some cats be in big trouble. All right, Ron, what's your movie? Or your book.
The pandemic is not over. Wear your mask. Stay 6 feet away, even once it is. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you still stay on brand.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It will totally sell.
Hey.
It'll sell to the same people who are buying like the alphabet via DMX. I don't even know what it's called. It's like the hip hop alphabet or something, and every letter is a famous hip hop person.
Hey, Jeezy, what you said might have been one of my favorite comments of a long time. You just told Ron, I'm glad you stay your brand.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It didn't rhyme. It had no prose. It had no. You couldn't put a metronome to it or nothing.
Nope. I didn't want it to. I have some pieces of work that have rhymed, and I am a published writer. Find me on the Huffington Post.
Oh, everybody see that? Everybody see that? She just flexed on us, man.
Yes, I did. And that one does have some rhyming, and it's got a nice little pace.
She just flexed on us.
It's actually well written. And I will say that Moose had to help me a little bit.
I mean, I'm a published writer too.
So,
Ron, I'm a published writer. Facebook.
Okay, easy. You know what? I'm so glad you brought that up.
It'll stand up in court.
I'm so glad you brought that up. So, Jeezy, when you are comparing two things on Facebook, the word that you need to use is than. THAN. THEN is a matter of time. This happened then, T-H-E-N. Comparing to this man, T-H-A-N.
I know.
Well, then why
when I write fast,
when you write on Facebook?
No. But see, Facebook, when you read it, you know what I'm talking about. Like, but I put you. I don't put you. I just put you. You know what I mean?
For example.
But you don't mean nothing.
So I had a question. I'm for sure at the beginning of this show, we established that the term black mouth came from Jeezy.
That doesn't mean that his grammar has to be poor and that he needs to use the wrong word.
And in the same show, now we bring it up that he's using black mouth.
No, that's different than black mouth. Grammar and black mouth are different. Black mouth is how you pronounce words in your enunciation. Grammar is just simple grammar in your writing. You don't have to be able to speak the word correctly.
All right. First of all,
correctly in a sentence.
Run. You're not going to Karen black mouth. Black mouth is whatever we decided to be. It could be verbal, written. It could be hieroglyphics. It could be flashing lights. It's whatever we
smoke signals.
It's whatever we choose.
Smoke signals.
There's no rule. It could be smoke signals.
More broad.
There's no rules.
Run. That's how y'all get us.
Okay, fine.
You've taken our stuff and put rules to it. And the most tripped out part is we are the ones that actually made this up, taught you, and now you putting rules to it. Let's talk about Black Wall Street right now. Let's talk about Black Wall Street.
Let's have Run tell us.
So Run, talk to us about. I'm sorry. And here's what happens. You got to say it like this, and you got to write it like this. Oh, tell us more about it. Not my place to do that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just going to back right up and let y'all just step in it. Then when y'all step in, then I'm going to tell you how bad it stinks.
I will.
Tell us about Black Wall Street, Ron.
Yeah, Black Wall Street was a predominantly black neighborhood in Greenwood, Oklahoma. And in 1921, it was bombed because white people like to ruin things. And we call that white rage. So this neighborhood was black, obviously, Black Wall Street, right? And if you use those words, you can figure out kind of what it was. So it was prominent black members of society, and they, in their community, had built a strong economic base. They had a strong educational base there, and they were there for the community.
All right, so
white people came in and bombed it.
All right, folks, here's what happened. And
1921.
Run, good job.
Thank you.
So from what they say, there was a young man. There was a young man that got on an elevator in one of the buildings in this place, and lost his footing. Possibly ran into a woman. She screams and says, "He hurt me," and so. The police arrest him because, as we know, Emmett Till and the like. I mean, all she had to do was say he hurt me. Police arrest him, and the black gentleman in this neighborhood in Greenwood, in that state, Oklahoma, in Greenwood, Oklahoma, go to the courthouse to make sure that he gets a fair trial. So these 15 or so cats arm themselves because they want to be safe. Well, guess what? Since these black men are armed, wanting everything to be fair, the Pilgrim folks arm themselves. Of course, they got more money, they got more guns, they got more bullets, they got more opportunity, they got more everything than these brothers who happen to be doctors. They own the theaters. They're businessmen. They're farmers. They're mercantile. Like they have their own community that has everything. They don't need to get from anybody else, right? And so they start to fight these men that are protecting this young man in the courthouse. And so, am I quiet? I'm quiet, guys.
You're better now.
Oh, okay. All right, you hear me? All right, so and everything was good. So what happens is that these men are outgunned. The black men are outgunned. But they're fighting hard enough where the government of Oklahoma calls in the National Guard and says the black people are uprising. And since the black people are uprising, the National Guard of Oklahoma, or probably of neighboring states, now that we think about that, comes in and attacks all of the black people. They burn them, they shoot them. There's even tale of airplanes going over, dropping sticks of dynamite down on top of the buildings and the people. There was a railroad that was in town where some of the folks got away. That's the only reason we know about this. Guess what? There's not really any talk about the torture and the skirmish of Black Wall Street, because obviously America doesn't want to talk about it. But it is considered to be the worst race battle, the worst race massacre in the history of the United States. So that is Black Wall Street, and it never came back. There's like a 2-block area now that's there outside of Tulsa. It's kind of doing a thing, but like it's not the same as it was before. And so there was tale of reparations about 50 years ago or something, right? So like, and my number's off, but they were talking about reparations. Like it came back up, and these people petitioned the government. The government's going to pay the descendants money because they tore up their families and they tore up their businesses and whatnot. And instead of giving them money, they gave them a medal and said, "We appreciate what your family went through. Here's a medal that says that your family went through it." Your thoughts, guys?
Bullshit.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
I just said that was some bullshit.
I'm just really distracted by D-Lo. Between his hair and his library face. Just distracted.
But we are talking about Black Wall Street, so I need some thoughts.
Black Wall Street medals. So, that's ridiculous to just give medals. What would be an appropriate reparation for that?
Money.
I know, but give me a dollar amount. Like what? What would feel not insulting, but also appropriate?
Something.
Well, if you do rate of inflation, we have to look to anywhere like $100 million
per family.
Well,
they completely studied.
I like to say like at least, yeah.
I mean, they completely stunted the growth of a whole community. I mean, decimated generational wealth for thousands of people. I mean, there were a lot of homes, businesses, a hospital, church, bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really took the rug up from under their feet. You know what I'm saying? Then you came through with urban renewal and took the land from the people. It's so ridiculous to me. There's really no monetary price that I'm sure they can afford that are due to those people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just from a larger scale. I mean, it set us back tremendously. What if Black folks, since 1922, had the opportunity to look back and say, "Man, look at this Black Wall Street. How many more communities would have been inspired?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just from that, I mean, there's no price tag you can put on it, but you know what I'm saying. So, something is owed. Something on a big scale is owed, and those people should absolutely personally benefit.
Personally, that's a key word, D-Lo. Personally, not some damn dirty, not some damn fucking pineapples, freaking event center. No, personally put money in people's pockets, yo, for this. Because that's just, don't. Oh, we're gonna donate $1 million to this fund. Like, no, that fund ain't gonna never see. It'll never reach the people.
So, Jeezy, I'm not sure what's going on with your internet, man. All of a sudden, Fisher Price is taking over, but it's one of those things where I feel like Ron, we all try to answer your question. I don't think any of us can to say here's the dollar amount. I think it needs to make that family. It needs to make that family comfortable, and it needs to be able to create generational wealth. How's that? If it can create generational wealth, then they've somewhat done their part to fix what would have occurred anyway. Because if your great grandfather was a doctor in a community where he also served the businessmen and the shop owners and the farmers in the community, they all would have worked together, which means that they all would have been wealthy together. And so the next generation would have been even more wealthy. Oh, my dad was a doctor. I'm gonna go to college. Or my dad was you know what? I don't like college, but my dad's best friend was a farmer, and he taught me everything he knew about being a farmer. My dad was a farmer, but my dad's best friend was an entrepreneur, and these guys have throw some money in for me now that I'm going to start my own mercantile business. I'm going to start a store, that kind of thing. Like all those kind of things would have happened, right? I know that in this graduation time for me, where my youngest son is graduating, I'm handing cats, a nice little piece of change every, 2 and 3 cats a piece of change every week, and I'm just one of hundreds of people that's handing them change so they can start their own life. Hey man, here's 25, here's 50, here's 100, whatever you're gonna do. Here's your money to get going, to get your next thing going. And we're not asking. Small talk is, are you going to go to college? What are your plans? We say, what are your plans? Some of them say, I'm going to the military, still get $5,000. Well, if you got $5,000 sitting in the bank and just kind of working while you're in the military, then when you get out in the military and all that happens, that $5,000 growing up to be enough where you can start your own business, or get you a house, or whatever you're gonna do, where your life is different. These people, these people never had that opportunity. So that is what reparations would be. I mean, and honestly, if you go back to 40 acres and a mule, that made sense, right? 40 acres and a mule made sense because of land. So give them the land back.
But even the 40 acres and a mule was kind of a thing, because the land where it was just like land you couldn't even develop.
You're right, Jeezy. Not all of it. Now you could develop some of it. So like you might get 40 acres and you might only be able to farm on 20 of it. But that other 20 is coastline. And guess what that turned out to be? You see what I'm saying? And so if you think about it, even though they were like, we know where to give them some land. And those mules are broke down mules from the army, but it didn't matter. If you gave me a mule and 20 acres to farm, just like we talked about, right? A couple fish, some bread, some wine, and I'll feed all these cats, man. And that's what they would have did. I was talking to Jeezy today. Folks, I was talking to Jeezy today, and I saw a man with one leg riding a bike. Anything can happen. Anything, and this one-legged man riding a bike, and he was making it happen. I said, Jeezy, well, I'm really seeing something very interesting. I was calm.
Right.
You know how Moose says. And Jeezy said, hey, man, he's a brother. I said, yep. He said, oh, he gonna make it work. I said, you right. That's just how it goes. All right, run that news.
Yo, I'm sorry. Before I run that news, I just want to say, any sort of reparations for those people is not enough if there's not somehow a give back of their land, because that land was rightfully owned by those people before urban renewal. So that's all I got to say.
True story. And if you listen to this show and you want to buy my house, quit calling me. All right,
oh my gosh, mine too.
They don't know you're a pilgrim. They'll quit calling you once they realize it.
They know my name.
They're like, oh, you're already there. Never mind, you've done it.
Right, no, I feel like I started it all. It's all my fault. I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what was gonna happen.
Okay, run the news.
Okay, so President Biden also had something to say about Black Wall Street, except in the Pilgrim Society, because we don't want to use the word black because it makes people nervous, we call it the Tulsa. Of course, they're going to bark now. The Tulsa Race Massacre. Hold on, I need you to do something else, and I'll go back to this.
What in the world? So here, what we're saying is that the folks don't want to say the Black Massacre, so they call it the Tulsa Race Riots. Is that what it is?
The Tulsa Race Massacre. I think pilgrims are very concerned with using the word black. I think it makes them feel racist.
They don't want to call it what it was? It was a black massacre. I'm being
completely serious. I think it makes them uncomfortable to say the word black.
If you drop dynamite on a black family, what is it?
A black family?
If you drop dynamite on a black family.
The murder of a black family?
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else. It's not the race murder of a black... No, it's not the race murder. You murdered a black family because you dropped dynamite on them from an airplane.
Right. Yeah. But white people get nervous saying black. They say African American, and even that makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah, because I'm not even from Africa.
But whose problem is that?
I know, I'm just throwing it out there. Anyway, so if you've never heard of Black Wall Street and the bombing of Black Wall Street, you may have heard of the Tulsa Race Massacre. Same event, different wording.
All right.
I like to call things what they really are. Like, for example,
to be fair, I mean, race massacre don't sound better. It actually sounds, it's equally as bad. Like, your massacre is a massacre, though. He like you said, it's the Tulsa anniversary. He didn't say that.
True. Very true.
But yeah, you can't rewrite history. It is what it happened.
Yes. So President Biden decided he would make a statement about this, and his words were that he was asking the American people to reflect on the deep roots of racial terror in our nation and recommit to the work of rooting out systemic racism across our country. Now, how he is going to do that, there's not a plan of action for me to tell you, but those are his words that he's using. And here's the thing, I would love to see it happen, but we need a plan. So, semi-shout out to Biden, I guess. Also, in true Pilgrim Girl news, Kim Kardashian has, it's so funny when I do the news, all of you look at your phones. Kim Kardashian has failed the baby bar exam, but she's not giving up. She still wants to be a lawyer and she wants to help all the people.
Her and her boy trying to stay together?
So they're still working on it, but no new news.
They're not going away. But real quick, I got a question for D-Lo. Going back to your previous story real quick. D-Lo.
Yo.
Knowing what you know now about what you heard about President Joe Biden, could you ever find any of you to give him props? Based on what you heard come from that, what Joe Brown said came from that man's mouth.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I had an indication about it coming from his mouth beforehand. I didn't vote for him because I feel a certain like or loyalty to him. Truthfully, man, I mostly vote Democrat because they tend to bring people that look like me into places in the justice system that matter, as opposed to the Republican Party, man. So I never felt any certain high marks for Joe Biden, and my expectation for him is pretty low, especially considering all this happened to black folks. He's got a black vice president, and yet and still it took a matter of what felt like days for the agents to get some sort of legal protection in this country, and I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, I never had any reason to feel like he's my priority. You know, I'm his priority, and people that look like me are his priority. So, you know what I'm saying? I just thought that was very telling, you know what I'm saying, that they were able to get some legislation protection for one group of people done so quickly when we've been crying for this for centuries.
Yep.
I'm lost for a
And
second.
for those who know what the words was pineapples. I don't want those Negroes integrating because Negroes are like roaches. So you let them in, they infest everything.
Who said that?
Joe Biden.
Those were exactly
When they were integrating schools.
Remember D-Lo?
Yeah. It was it would have been early back in his congressional career when he was still politicking with the KKK and, you know, other quote unquote white supremacists in Congress. So
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, no, I missed that. I mean, you know what? I mean,
it was a great interview with Kwame Brown, man. You absolutely should check out Kwame Brown, Joe Brown. Joe Brown is the illest.
Yeah.
I tell you what, D-Lo.
Yo.
Tell us about that. I mean, we put Mama's what is it called? Mama's food. We put Mama's food on here on the day.
Cooking.
Mama's cooking. We put Mama's cooking on here today in kind of reference to Kwame Brown's new foray into social media communication. Talk to us a little bit about that. Let us know what's happening.
Man, you know, he's got his show now.
Who is he?
But I've only mostly seen the clips that have gone across social media of him giving the business to certain celebrities and former athletes. But I think his current show with Judge Joe Brown was probably a poor show for me to really appreciate him as a host and actually controlling, you know what I'm saying, the flow of the show. But to Joe Brown's credit, man, he's a phenomenal speaker, and you know what I'm saying, like his gift of gab is amazing. You know, he's very dominating, but you know, Kwame's got to be able to have some more control if he wants to measure up against groups like the heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? So, but all in all, man, you know, he's standing for certain moral principles that probably get ignored more often than not. You know, as a whole for the black community. You know, and I think sometimes black folks tend to run to the liberal side so quickly that they miss a whole lot of important stuff on their way to really understanding, you know what I'm saying, what the black community should look like, and you know what I'm saying, and really appreciating different voices. Because I'll be honest with you, there's a whole lot that Judge Joe Brown says that I think a lot of black folks would be offended by because they're far too sensitive in today's society. It doesn't mean it's any less truthful, but I think the audience now is just unable to handle that kind of truth, and so we ignore it and move on to something else. But man, he and Kwame Brown, you know, had a great conversation, and like I said, man, Judge Joe Brown may be one of the most interesting guys I've ever heard interview in my life.
Yeah, man, it was very profound, man. He even went into the demasculate of man propaganda, like the agenda behind that. And it was all based off they felt that men were too hungry for war, so they put things in place to kind of feminize men so they wouldn't be so warlike. And he was in some of these think tanks and going over this stuff. Like, he was in the room when a lot of this stuff was going down, and you had things put in place to basically, essentially emasculate men. And that's why you don't have, you know, the kind of men in the homes or men kind of doing manly things anymore because they don't want that no more.
Right. It was all systemic. A lot of it, you know what I'm saying, led back to Hollywood studios and their influence.
Yeah.
I mean, like this conversation is pretty incredible. The thing about it is, you know, like I know a lot of people will dismiss it and be offended by the things that he says and how he says it. But from a content standpoint, man, like it's really hard to argue what he says. And most of it appears to be things that you can easily research and find out. You know what I mean? And so I can't knock him for being extra or random. He's definitely built a little different than most men these days. And he says some things that are probably going to be uncomfortable to some other communities too. So,
and what's funny is, like, I used to make a joke about being a heterophobic, because it's about the word homophobic was some word that was made up. Well, actually, that was actually a word.
That was the word.
That was the word. And then
there was no homophobic.
It was heterophobic. It had heterophobia. And then he said, now, if you go to your iPhone, you put in heterophobia, you get a little red line because they're taking it out of circulation, basically, for lack of a better term. It's a great listen, man. I mean, it's a great listen.
Heterophobia.
Remember, I should make that joke about you a heterophobe? Like, that's not a word, but it actually is a word. Well, it was a word. They want down.
Man, you listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We got a lot going on. I tell you. I didn't even heard of heterophobe, but I think we talked about it before. No telling what I was up to that night. I could have been on something. Chilling a little too hard, maybe. It could be sometimes that happens. I got my spectacles on tonight, but if you can see, they are just like blue blockers. But you know what? They look kind of.
Monday, it's key. I put them on as a shocker. Man, I love these blue blockers.
Blue blockers.
Yes, that was a great. You was a little fellow when that commercial was on. Dude was rapping out.
Buddy.
Dude was rapping out there in Vegas.
Ran to the TV every time it was on.
Hey, check this out. When she comes on, we're gonna sing "Happy Birthday," however you want to do it. All right, the big sis is coming on. Here we go. So yeah, man. So I'll give it. Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy born day. Happy born day to you. Happy born day to you.
And Martin Luther King.
Happy born day. Hey, ooh.
Oh, Lord.
Here's my Luther. Ooh, 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 yeah.
Oh, that was me fainting.
That's right. Because I hit that Luther joint right on time.
Hit that Luther.
Hey, folks, man, joining the show, Heavy Hitters Radio Show, is the Bornday girl, the one, the only, the big sis. Shout out to her, man. What up,
got your other brother on the phone.
Who's that? Tell him to come on in. Tell him to come on in. Come on in, big boy. We can't do all that, man.
Okay.
That's horrible.
Okay, well, I'll let you off, and I'll talk to you later. Hey, take my shoes out and dump them.
Oh, God.
Yes, we just came back from the beach. They had to run me off the beach.
All right.
And as you see, I got my glow sticks on. So it's been a good birthday.
That's how you gotta do it.
You didn't have to earn those glow sticks, did you?
Hey, I already gunning for Jeezy.
She saw your Instagram, man, about my video.
Oh, yeah.
Did you dump?
It did not say that, by the way. There was for sure an S there, man.
That was funny though.
You gotta see the sign behind you. The horse. I was like, what?
That was funny though. That was funny that you saw that.
Whatever.
So yes, what is today's topic that I can expound upon exponentially?
Who is this? What's up?
What is the topic that I can expound upon exponentially?
Man, I'm not even sure. I don't even know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
sir. BlackWallStreet.
So we talk. So
wow.
Yeah, and we talked about Kwame Brown too, and the fact that he's kind of getting on the what do you guys call it, the demasculation of man or something.
Yeah, just
now,
Joe
you know what's funny? Like D Big Sis might be able to give real quick. D Big Sis might be able to give us some background because she lived in DC during the Kwame era.
No, she didn't.
But were you in DC back then, early 2000s?
No.
Okay, never mind.
So who was Kwame Brown?
He's a basketball.
He played for the Wizards, like during Michael Jordan era.
Okay, no, I wasn't there.
Hey, so I got a question. Who's Erica DeGroot? Anybody know who that is? Is this somebody that snuck in on our podcast? That's funny. No, it's got to be somebody we know. They just put your face in there, scaredy cat.
Monsky had to be on the phone. Could it be somebody else's device that he's using?
I don't think so. It's Erica DeGroot. That's weird. Anyway, Heavy Ears Radio Show, man. It's Moose, aka Big House. We got the Big Sis in the house. And I tell you what, let's play another random game show. And everybody's it. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Right. So the Big Sis is on the screen, folks. I tell you what, out of the four, that chump. I knew it might have been that chump. And by the way, I sent him the thing anyway.
That's my assistant's name, so her name always pops up on mine. So
outstanding. I'm so glad you're here, man.
What? You know where your headphones are?
Hey, no. So check this out. All right, guys, you ready? All right, so name one of the Big Sis's favorite. Everybody get it? Favorite bands, and make your own noise, and you go first.
Bang, 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 bang.
Okay, all right. Surface duo. Who you guess?
I'm gonna go with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
All right, the Big Sis. What's your favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire song?
Do you remember the 21st night of September?
Oh gosh.
That's the way.
All right. Next, anybody else have another guess? Noise. Bing, bing, bing. I'm gonna say Luther Vandross.
You said band, not singer.
You said band.
Parliament fuck Luther Vandross and the guys that play the music behind him. How's that?
No, Kanye ain't in a band.
Yes. If he's at live, you got somebody playing live drums. It's a band.
So we can say like Prince and the Revolution, huh?
Exactly.
Let's see.
Favorite Luther song? Go.
I just remember how I felt the first time I heard "A House Is Not a Home." Luther could sing just about anything.
Right,
but I liked Luther's jingles because back in the day he sang jingles. So it was the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and the Juicy Fruit commercial.
What?
That's before he became really famous.
Wow. First I thought you were going to say, "Love that chicken from Popeyes." I thought that might have been him. That wasn't him. Hey, so, all right, wait. So, okay, here's a better question. Did you like Luther when he was singing to dudes or women?
He always singing to dudes.
I never knew who he was singing to, but if you want to contrast my Luthers, I was happier with a fat Luther than a skinny Luther.
Hello. Thank you, Heavy D, for making big, large men cute again. That's the Erica DeGroot, too. He likes that. All right. So, all right, D-Lo, I think you had a choice.
I'm gonna go George Clinton in Parliament.
Oh,
favorite song.
First time I saw them, I didn't know about them. I just knew I was sitting in the Indiana Convention Center, and a guy stood on the stage and said, "I'm a tree, pee on me." And I didn't know how to take that at 14.
You should have saw everybody's face.
I didn't. I had no idea. I just sat there and looked at him.
Was it Charlemagne the God?
Huh?
He's throwing shots at the Breakfast Club. We're gonna be in trouble. Oh God.
And so as they grew and as they became, when I got to school and then we had flashlight, well, we actually were in a power outage and had to use flashlights for the party. They had one generator to run the music, the DJ. The rest of us, no lights, just flashlights. So then I learned how excellent their music was, how intricate their music was. So then flash forward. I'm a grown adult woman with kids. And my friend and I had to be the oldest two females down there in the front. Oh, we want the funk. Give up the funk. So, Parliament fan to my heart. They play in between the beat. That's and funny. Anytime a musician plays in between the beat, their music lasts. Next.
All right, guys. In this random game show, I also want to know, can somebody name The Big Sis's favorite Denzel? I tell you what, you name your favorite Denzel movie, and The Big Sis will rank it The Big Sis will rank it in her order 1 through 5. All right, Erica the Groot, you can go first. Name a Denzel movie, and she'll rank it.
Training Day.
You know what? A lot of people have a problem with Denzel winning the Oscar for Training Day. I don't. And it's for this reason. I love Denzel. Matter of fact, I would have to go see the Denzel movie by myself the night before. I couldn't go on a date because at some point during that movie, I was going to say, ooh, Denzel. Dude wasn't happy with that. So I go on Friday. He said, I know you want to see the Denzel movie. I said, no, not Friday. Let's go Saturday. Me and my girlfriends will go Friday, have our old Denzel moment. Then I go with him Saturday, act like I hadn't seen it. But with Training Day, the reason why I say he should have won that Oscar is because at the end of that movie, I was rooting for the Russians to kill him. Now, for me to encourage somebody to kill Denzel, that's some good acting right there. I was like, kill him.
Hey, real quick.
There was a lady after the movie standing outside on a pole smoking a cigarette. She said, I can't believe Denzel did that. I just can't. People were visibly moved by that movie. So, yeah.
I would just like to say
that would probably be my number 2.
I would just like to say I have a picture of The Big Sis standing next to a poster in the movie theater of Denzel, like looking at it. Like that's how much he truly loves him. All right, OG, Long Green, Loc Dog. Name a Denzel movie.
Yo, for the OG Loc Dogs out there, I'm going to say American Gangster.
Ooh. That was a very good movie for the history that it brought, but he classed that guy up too much. Because when you go back and watch the documentary and see the real American Gangster, Denzel gave him too much class. So
that's funny.
I'm going to give that a number 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
No, it's not that it's not a good movie. It's just that, what's that one movie? The one he's in where he's a prosecutor and the guy goes about taking away his reputation, turning him into a drug addict. Remember that one?
What? No, I ain't never seen it. I can tell you wrong.
Which
the one? And I can't think. The guy, he played, he's a serious actor. And he said about, Denzel was a prosecutor sent him to prison. The guy.
Pelican Brief?
Huh? No, that was a good one too.
Jesus, is that your choice? Jesus, is that your choice, Pelican Brief?
Y'all gonna be hard pressed to get me to rank a Denzel movie because
so you said the movie Denzel. Who was in jail? Denzel was in jail, or the other guy was in jail?
The other guy had been in jail, and let me tell you who the guy. I can't think of his name, but this guy played in a sitcom where he was an alien, and he was fun. John Lithgow. Right. It's that movie.
How did I know that? I don't never watch that stuff like that.
But it was him and Denzel in that movie. And he went about ruining Denzel's reputation as a prosecutor.
Man, I can't think. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of the name. It was
Yes.
All right, Jeezy.
90s too.
All right, Jeezy, you think about it. You think about that. Run.
Well,
Run. Wait a minute, hold on,
Yes.
Jeezy. Run. Name a Denzel movie. Look, she's looking it up.
Man on Fire.
Ooh. You know what? He was kind of rough looking in that movie. But to watch his heart change, you know, you see him love this kid and then put dynamite where I never thought about putting dynamite in my life.
That's his fingers off on the steering wheel.
Where did he put? I'm sorry. Where did he put the dynamite, D Big Sis? Like in his bunghole?
Huh?
He put dynamite in his bunghole? Oh wow. Okay.
But he wanted answers.
He for sure would have got him, boy. It ain't enough wet wipes to take care of that. It ain't enough wet wipes in the Eastern Hemisphere to take care of that blowout you got going there.
Boy, taping that guy's hands to the steering wheel and cutting his fingers out. He wanted answers.
What is this? What show is this?
Man on Fire.
Man on Fire.
I'm going to have to watch this joint.
It's a good one.
It's raining tomorrow.
Real quick, the movie you're talking about is Fallen.
Huh?
Fallen.
It's Fallen.
No, that's not Fallen. It's that one where they kept passing that scary spirit around.
Yeah.
No, that was
was
scary.
Fallen.
That was
Are you
scary.
thinking of Roman J. Israel?
No, that's not it, Ryan. No way.
Oh, that was a good movie. He didn't look good in it, but hey, but look, to show you, I call him Mrs. Paulette, Mr. Pauletta Washington, out of respect, because he is a man that has loved the same woman for their entire relationship, and I just absolutely respect that.
Respect. Shout out to Denzel Washington, man.
And I had the opportunity to see him live on Broadway. Well, he was off Broadway in A Raisin in the Sun.
Much respect.
One of my favorites, and I like to see where it ranks with you, is Remember the Titans.
Yes. They changed the name of that school now.
And Denzel
It was T.C. Williams. They just changed it this year because schools in Virginia can't be named after Confederates. They don't want things named after Confederate Army people.
Is it Denzel Washington High School now?
Should be.
I don't know what it's called now.
So you
The Big Sis, the movie you were thinking of is Ricochet.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the one where he was a district attorney. That's the one, Ricochet. When you described was Ricochet, I saw that one too when I looked it up.
Okay.
He was an attorney, and the guy decided to make his life a living hell. And yeah, that was Ricochet.
Yes. Yeah.
T.C. Williams High School is now Alexandria City High School.
Okay.
All right. Hey, man, you guys listen to Heavy's radio show. We are celebrating the big sis's born day, man. We're not going to talk about her age, but she was on the beach. She actually watched the sun set on the beach tonight. We are all hating on the fact that. I know her other little brother's on here tonight, and he's in Iowa. It's probably raining, and he can't see over the corn out there where he's at. And then where I'm at, it's dark now, and it ain't nothing but fireworks and dogs barking where I'm at here in Indiana. And then the big sis is chilling in what was the sunny beach in Florida. She's up in there, man. Hey, so you
saw a dolphin after you left. After I got off the phone with you, that's how I topped off the evening. It was funny because when my granddaughter saw that, it didn't register until like a second later. It was like, whoa, that was a fin. I think I should get out of the water.
That's funny.
So, it was beautiful.
Hey, when you said after I left, now there's like 3,000 people like, Moose is in Florida? I thought he said he was in Indiana. Is he lying?
Well,
I
mean, after you got off the phone with me,
no,
I'm sorry.
Hey, folks, you know what? If I was in Florida, I'll let y'all know. I have like just one shirt on instead of three, and I'd be knee deep in the water and singing Parliament. Because I'd be knee deep.
We want the funk.
Hey, folks. All right, check us out. Heavy Radio Show, man. You are then here live, man. We got El Jeezy Mbaku, otherwise known tonight as Surface Duo or Just Jeezy. We got Run EMC up in here, man. We got OG Long Green, Loke Dog, man. We got Erica DeGroot, which is making me so happy to say. But that's not him, man. That's hey, you know what? Hey, that's actually Moose's big brother. Moose's big brother's in the house tonight, man. So he's having a good time celebrating with the big sis. So he's man. They all up in here, man. Hey, so you know we call him the Peacock. His college is the Peacocks, man. And he does have a big booty, so he's a peacock, man. We call him the Peacock. I love him though, and I'm tougher than him. I'm the youngest. I'm not even the youngest anymore, but I'm still the toughest because we like found another one. I don't know, it's weird. Don't get me wrong. All right, so anyway, all right. So folks, man, check us out. Here's Radio Show. All right, now listen, guys. It's time for Brews and Reviews, and this is probably the Big Sis's favorite part. She'll call me and say, I got a Brews and Reviews for you, and then, of course, I forget subsequently when it's time to do the show. So she is actually here to do Brews and Reviews. What we're going to do, folks, is Jeezy's going to explain what Brews and Reviews is all about, and then once he explains it, we're going to let our newcomers, so we're going to let Erica DeGroot, or the Peacock, go second after the Big Sis so he kind of understands what's happening, and we'll go that route. And I can tell you, matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I'll start because I saw one that I haven't quite got into, but I'm interested in getting into it. Jeezy, what is one of our favorite parts of the show that we stole from some dude that was doing cable in my house?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it. Go. Ready to go.
Broke up.
Ready to go.
Brews and Reviews, man. It's the way we raised the heavy hitters braking system that was formerly known as Brews and Reviews. But we put we made sure we wouldn't get no cease and desist letters. So we just put an R and an E and a W and cut Brews and Reviews, and it worked out pretty good.
That's right.
So it's how we rate things. So basically, we say the more drinks it take you to enjoy something, it wasn't good, and the least amount of drinks you take to drink, it made it look pretty good. So if you watch David Copperfield in Vegas, oh my God, yeah, that's like doing some fentanyl. You're gonna take 3 shots of fentanyl to enjoy that. Yeah.
So could you explain it to us real quick? Like, there's a helicopter, and what happened? Like,
oh my God, man, look at man. Ever since I was a kid, I loved David Copperfield. Like he was like the magician of our generation. So I finally gets a chance to go see him in Vegas. Dropped $70, actually it was $104. It was 2 tickets to see this dude. And when I tell you, I seen street magicians do a better performance than I saw this dude do. Like it was god awful, man. Like it might be the worst thing. Matter of fact, it might be the worst outside of Chirac. Those might be 1 and 1A of worst experiences in my life when I sat through something and I was like, what am I doing?
Why are you talking about my hat tonight? I'm rocking my hat, my Chirac hat tonight.
But real quick, if you really review, let me quick. If you haven't watched the Upshaws on Netflix, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's with Mike Epps, Wanda Sykes, what's the chick name from Facts of Life? I forget her name.
Kim Fields.
Kim Fields. This is a great, and they shut out Indianapolis a lot. Great show. Great show. 0 brews.
For sure, man. Hey, I agree with you on that. Hey, so I was watching, I can't even remember the name of the one I watched. It's a superhero flick. What's that superhero flick on Netflix right now? It's like Jupiter
something.
Yeah. Jupiter something or other. Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember the name of it, but I like it. But here's the thing. You have to, like, not do anything. Like, I'm the type to watch a movie like I'm, like, washing dishes, I'm folding laundry. I miss 10 minutes of it, and then I'm lost. Like, it's going to somewhere else. You got to sit there and not do nothing else but watch it. So I'm going to have to go back, start from the beginning, because all of a sudden this dude, like, I finally realized this one guy's a superhero, but he wasn't. and I finally recognized that he didn't have gray hair, and I think it goes back and forth. It's almost like a Quentin Tarantino type film movie, but I just can't keep up with it. So anyway, it's a great movie. If you like superheroes, it's good to watch, but you got to pay attention to it. Don't be like me where you got to do something while you're watching it. So here's what's going to happen to me. There's a lot of dialogue, so I'm going to fall asleep a lot during this movie. So I'm going to be well rested this summer, but I will get through it. And I say zero brews. Because you can't drink no brews because it make you sleepy. It make me sleepy. All right? So watch that film. It's good. It's good. And I concur with Jeezy's summation of the Mike Epps flick. All right, the big sis.
Well, I'm struggling here because I've been traveling for a week and a half, and this has been one of the best weeks that I've had, and I can't tell you how long. My daughter got married last week. My nephew graduated from high school Friday. Today's my birthday. So I haven't sat down and watched too much. I'm out of town. I'm taking in the locals. But my brothers will understand this and appreciate this. I finally signed up for my own streaming service this week, and I give it zero brews. That's how good it is. I ride on everybody's account but my own.
Hey, look, Hulu, Netflix, HBO, everybody. If y'all listening, she's tripping. She don't really do that. Wink, wink. Don't worry about it.
But, oh, well, at the time that I was allowed to do it, people could share it.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Right. So I signed up for my own, and I was really proud of myself for launching out there into the cyberspace deep, and then found out that I got the service free with my internet provider. So
shout out to Peacock.
I'm enjoying it.
Well, good.
Zero brews. I mean, glad I had no brews. I'm going to add a new column, Jeezy. Glad I had no brews. I am in the state of Florida where they've been confused about everything. That's why they call it Florida. And
nice. That was a quality joke right there.
A lady was coming toward me. I was going down the aisle one way. She's coming the other way. And she asked me a question. I stopped to answer it. And the next thing I know, somebody's tapping me on my shoulder. When I turn around, it's a maskless woman that has walked up on me to tap me on my shoulder. I'm like, hey, excuse me, moves me. Hey, you shouldn't be standing in the aisle. Lady, just say, excuse me. And I said, and don't touch me, you maskless wonder. I didn't say that part, but that's what I was thinking. Don't touch me, you maskless wonder. So the reason why I say no bruise was a good thing, because if I had some bruise in her,
you'd have been throwing bows.
But then I did not want my first internet fight to be in a Dollar Tree. I mean, come on.
Hip, you can't go out like that.
If I'm going to have one, I mean, let it be it.
You better be fighting in Neiman Marcus or somewhere. Don't be fighting in Dollar Tree, man. Yeah, you can't go out like that. You better be fighting in like Macy's. You know what I mean?
But it was just ridiculous. Don't touch somebody. Just don't do that.
Hey, speaking of masks, man, since you guys are on here now, I'd like to say that shout out to Indianapolis, what you foreigners might call Indy, because the race is, and for somebody that lives here, Indy is the race. Where y'all might say Indy is the town, no, Indy's only like a 2.5 mile joint on the west side here. Indianapolis is a town, Indy's a race. But so shout out to the Indy 500 for showing us that the America's open back up again. You don't have to wear a mask. You can sit hip to hip, man. Ain't nobody. Well, we'll find out in 2 weeks if we shut back down. If we shut back down again, we'll find out for sure.
And one of my favorites won too. It was exciting to watch. So
shout out to
I move
Elio.
on. Let me pass the baton to Run EMC for her brews and review. And then I'm gonna stop talking too much.
No, it's Erica DeGroot's turn, and then she's after that.
So sticking with the Denzel theme, I watched the movie, and like you said, Chris, you leave for a minute, you get totally lost. You have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm about to say that movie is Tenet with his son, Denzel's son.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is so confusing. You talking about they living in the past, the future, and the present all at the same time.
I did see that. One of the worst. I agree.
So if you take a half a drink of anything, you lost.
You can sit there. Look, you can sit there and pay attention and be lost.
Yeah, it was long too, but I kind of kept up with it. I kind of got with once I got to the end, it kind of went back through. So I was like, okay, I get it now.
Okay, so my question to both of you guys is: did you see it before they remixed the sound, or did you see it when it was first released?
What do you mean remixing sound? I didn't know they did that.
Because when they first released it, the sound was so horrible you couldn't keep up because you couldn't hear the lady talk at all, and the reviews were so bad that they went back and remixed the sound. So if you saw it recently, you saw the remixed sound version of Tenet. But in Tenet's defense, it actually won an Oscar this year for for visual effects.
What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, the movie, like, it was all over the place. But once you broke the code and figured out what was happening, then it all kind of made sense.
I'm with my big brother. Ain't nobody got time for all that, man. Just make me happy for about an hour and a half, hour and 15, and then I'm done with it.
I know we were sitting there looking at each other like, trying to play it off like I'm lost. He was trying to play it off. Well, I'm lost too, but we sitting in the room not admitting we lost till the end of the movie. It didn't make sense.
No.
I said, little John David needs to use his father's producer. Don't go on your own, because whoever picked Tenet for you.
So Big Bro, you saying that Denzel's son was in it?
Yeah, he's the lead
star.
Okay, and now is he the same brother that was in? It was a running back in that one show.
Wide receiver.
He was the wide receiver in Ballers. Okay.
Yeah.
Has he been in anything else that's any good? Ballers was good. Ballers was good, by the way.
Black Klansman.
Yeah, Black Klansman.
I don't remember if that might be one of the ones I tried to watch, man, but it was late. Next thing you know, I was gone. So
he was in another movie recently that he was in. It was pretty good.
The Love Story.
He was in that, and it was somebody he just. Let me see.
Hey, you guys listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We are having a great time celebrating the big sister's Bornday. Man, she was born a few years back. You know what I'm saying? Has enjoyed lots and lots of times, man. She's a Prince fan. Prince, before the revolution, by the way, she was a Prince Rogers Nelson fan. She's a fan of Parliament Funkadelic and anything.
Stevie Wonder.
Anything Denzel, man, along with all the gospel music that you can muster. I can remember
real quick, Netflix was a movie called Monster with his son Denzel. It is a great movie.
That's
Netflix.
what I heard. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, there's another one.
Did you watch it?
Really, really. Yeah, man, it was really, really good, man.
You give how many?
0 brews, man. And that's saying a lot for Netflix, because Netflix usually ain't kind of jacked up with these movies. But this one, man, was real dope, man. It was really, really good. Man. The story behind it and everything.
All right. Hey, man, you guys listen to Heavy His Radio Show. We got a few minutes left, man. We kind of doing our thing, celebrating. So real quick, I think before the Big Sis and my big bro got on there, we was talking about Kwame Brown and all the beef. And I know, like, did the beef start from all that from that podcast called All the Smoke when old boy talked about it? So talk to me a little bit about how that started, and then go ahead.
The beef kind of came about because there was an episode on All the Smoke where Jeannie Buss was on there, and she was talking about how they had made a trade for Pau Gasol, and they traded Pau, Mark Gasol, and two other players. And so Steven Jackson was like, well, the players, and she was like Kwame Brown and somebody else, and he was like, oh, we basically only trade one player. And they started laughing. And she was like, no, it was three players. And they know, basically saying Kwame Brown didn't count as a player.
Oh.
So then the next episode, they had Gilbert Arenas on, and Gilbert Arenas was talking about Kwame Brown saying something. They started laughing, talking about, making jokes about Kwame Brown. So after that, Kwame Brown was like, basically, he had enough of being everybody's punching bag. And he took to the YouTube verse, and he just started dropping gems on all them cats. I mean, go on, talking about he called Matt Barnes Becky with the good hair. Talking about you wasn't black enough, so you was too black to hang with the white folks. You was too white to hang with the black folks, and you just walk around angry. Talking about how Derek Fisher is. So you talking about you a mentor, but Derek Fisher mentoring your kids, and
because wasn't that?
He said, which one of your granddaddies hated you, boy? The black one or the white one?
What what didn't Derek Fisher get with old boy's woman?
Yeah, his ex-wife. Yeah.
Oh.
He said, it makes it so bad. He said, I hope you ain't see that boy in the shower and realize all that he give no girl. Like, dog, you ain't know Kwame Brown was this funny, dog. Like, he was going in.
Yeah.
He told Steven Jackson, man, he said, man, you're 44 years old, man. Pull your damn pants up and throw that damn rag down. Like, you 44 years old. You got your teeth knocked out. All this kind of stuff, dog.
Hey, so folks, if you don't know who Kwame Brown is, he was a #1 draft pick. I forget what year it was, but
2001.
He was a number one.
The first out of high school. He was the first that was selected directly out of high school.
No.
That's what it said in Wikipedia.
He was the first #1 draft pick out of high school.
The first #1 draft pick. Yes, okay, yes. First #1 draft pick out of high school because a lot of guys came out of high school. Yeah, you're right. And so, he played for a while, but he never was like that superstar that they thought he was going to be. So, yeah, so a lot of guys give him a hard time. But he's a multi-millionaire.
And the thing is, man, what's crazy about it is that a lot of his teammates have come to his defense was like, y'all don't understand, and the media don't understand what Kwame Brown went through with the Wizards. Like, they told stories about how Michael Jordan, after a shoot-around, kicked the ball and punted the ball into the upper deck and told him, go get the ball. He said, go fetch and don't miss a team bus.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
How Doug Collins was like they would put him through workout in pregame, shoot around. They would have him running like full drills and a full sweat before a game. All of this that they would do to him before the game. Like, are y'all intentionally trying to sabotage this dude? Like, all these stories are coming out now.
Wow. And so this all this smoke, like, so that's a talk show with two ex-basketball players. And so this came out, and man, he has been relentless. He's been relentless ever since then, just smoking them. I tell you what, instead of going this run, why don't you run some news, man, so we can get some commentary from the Big Sis and Big Bros in here.
Okay.
Slow poke.
So today, June 1st, is the start of Pride Month, and Blue's Clues is enlisting a Drag Race star to do a sing-along for Pride Month.
You know what? Okay, I want to say I saw the sing-along with the Pride Month thing. when it was like, you got two daddies. You and something, you got two mommies. It was like, you are non-binary. Yes, I saw that. I've seen that video. So I got two things. I don't care about LGBT. I mean, if that's what your thing, that's cool. Do your thing. Like, I'm with you on that. I just want the rainbow back. Like, I like the rainbow, but I can't display the rainbow at my house without somebody passing some sort of judgment on me. I want to be able to display the rainbow and still be considered a heterosexual. Is that okay? I just want the
rainbow. Do you
rainbow.
want to taste the rainbow too?
The way you say, when you say it now, like, no.
That's why Skittles.
It used to be a sign when it was candy,
Skittles.
but now it's like.
Just remind how they got it. It's Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to taste it.
I have a friend, and that's one of her missions is to reclaim the rainbow, because the rainbow was originally God's promise to people that he would not destroy the earth by water again.
Tell her to holler at me. I'm in with her.
It's a symbol of God's promise. It's been appropriated, but you're right.
What in the world?
You're right, because if you display it, people they think a certain thing or assume certain things because of that.
And they need to know. I'm not afraid to say that I'm a strict vegetarian.
I'm not going to be taught. We went through a thing, what was that, the 80s, where people, were really hard on various people for speaking Ebonics. And I'm not going to be taught to speak Ebonics at this age. I can't call you a them if it's one of you. I'm sorry, that does not make sense to me.
Let's get this. Let's get on with this right now. So I believe that's what Ron. What is that called when he had to say they them? There's a name for it.
They're pronouns.
Pronouns. That's it. That's pronouns.
Yeah, I can't be taught the wrong ones. And if I misguess what you are, I know how to apologize. But I'm not going to be trying to remember to call you a she or a her. I'm not.
But what about like when you find the jacket and you're like, oh, they left their jacket. Maybe you don't know whose jacket it is.
Whose jacket is
Someone
this?
left their jacket.
That's fine, but if I'm looking at you and you look like a woman, I'm going to say she left her jacket. I'm not going to say they left their jacket. They're going to wonder how many people left the jacket.
Hello. So you know what? This is humongous. Jeezy. I know you got some. I know you got some thoughts. I can.
Man,
what you think, man, about this?
Here's one, man. And especially, I feel like my thoughts and views are justified by Mr. Judge Joe Brown, man. And like I said, a lot of things he said was like, damn, like I said the same thing. Like, what people do in their bedroom is their business. It's none of my business in their bedroom.
All right, wait, Jeezy. Is it they business or their business?
I know, right? It's their business.
So we there.
All right, my bad.
I'm from Gary. It's none of it's none of my business. What they do in their bedroom is their business. So anyway, so like.
And they drive a car too. Anyway, go.
Yeah, I know, a car and close the door. So like. What's crazy is like when you see like the Blues Clues stuff, you're like, man, what's going on here? Like our whole society is placating to like less than 1% of the population.
And I agree with you. What people do in their bedroom, that is their business. What you choose to do, that's your business. But don't assume that I don't think you're qualified because of what you do in your bedroom. People are qualified that they've already been doctors. They've already been lawyers. They've already been teachers. They've already been that. The only thing we do different is what goes on in your bedroom. That's the only thing you have to offer. So quit putting that out there because I don't want to be there. You're qualified. You're good. You're accepted. You're loved. It's not necessary to put that out there. I know, like everything you see on television is somebody's got to sing, whether it's guys or whether it's women. And I know it's time for me to get off of here. I don't know if it's tired or whatever. But have you really ever, if you look on TV, isn't everybody attractive? Everybody's not attractive.
Right.
But on TV, everybody is, a beautiful woman, two beautiful women. That's not necessarily the reality.
Not
Two
at all.
really good, handsome guys. That's all we see on TV when we're watching these programs anymore.
No, I would just like to say this. This is my favorite thing. I'm chilling with my big bro, and he says, I don't care nothing about cats being whoever they like. He said, matter of fact, if I was gay, it'd be all right. I would never go to the store again. You remember this? He said, I would just say, hey, grab me some drawers and let's go to the barbershop later when you get back. I never forget that conversation, man. I was like, he's got the best attitude of everybody. He don't want to go to the grocery store. Hey man, go ahead and handle that. I'll be right here when you get back. That was the best attitude I think that everybody should have. Like, it doesn't matter. The only reason I say I want the rainbow back because I like the rainbow and I don't want other people, for some reason I don't want other people passing judgment on me, even though I do a podcast where it's video and it's audio and it goes out to thousands of people every week. That's okay. I don't want to be judged. And the second thing, is when Jeezy says he speaks Ebonics and then he uses the word placate, I think that's amazing. He has such great skills to code switch. So, Jeezy, I appreciate you, man, for that. To use Ebonics and use placate in the same sentence. Run, sum it up for us.
People are who they are, so call them what they choose to be called. Also, though, if you need to come out of the closet, you need an ally, I'm your girl. And if people are mean to you, I got your back.
I need to do it. I'm coming out of the closet right now.
Oh, okay.
Are we ready?
Come on.
Turn out the lights.
How you doing?
Light a candle.
How's everybody doing?
Now here's the thing. It's not that I'm not an ally. Okay. It's just that I can't remember. I'm a woman of a certain age, and there's just certain things that we've been learning. I heard one male, well, I don't know what he is. He's a comedian. He's funny as heck. He's a guy. He has children.
That's what matters.
But he also does female impersonation and has augmented his body to have female parts. So he said it like this. He's old school. All these new terms and all these appropriating getting the whole alphabet. He said you either like men, women, or both. He said there's really nothing else. And I need to keep it that simple. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to love you. I'm probably going to be one of your best friends. But don't get upset if I don't remember to say the pronoun that you prefer.
Yes, I'm with you on that. You know, that was better than I was going to say. I was going to have some more goofy thing about how I'm some sort of vegetarian and I don't care what you do, blah, blah, blah. But I appreciate that. It's the fact that whatever it is you choose to do in your bedroom, man, you make that happen. You enjoy yourself with all that. Even if you want to kiss, if you didn't want to kiss outside, I don't care nothing about that. But here's what I do care about. If you got a dog and you're walking your dog and I'm walking by myself and you're walking your dog walks up to me, don't have your dog come sniff me. I ain't with that.
Thank you.
Pull your dog away from me. Otherwise, who knows what could happen to your puppy? Your puppy can be chow. We're not going to do that, right? So you keep your puppy away from me. And if I'm in a restaurant and you walk in with your dog, I'm at the wrong restaurant. If they let you in with your dog, I'm out. All right? You're at a restaurant. Y'all enjoy y'all dog. Y'all eating with y'all dog. I'm taking my nickel somewhere else. I'm not with that. And don't get me wrong. You enjoy your dog at a restaurant. You enjoy your dog licking on other people and stuff. If other people are cool with that, that's cool. But I am not. I saw it today. I'm driving. This lady's walking across the street. This dude got 2 pit bulls, and they look like they peaceful pit bulls. But as soon as I got by this lady, both of them kind of lurched at her. She jumped. And then she stopped, and dude just kind of looked. He didn't pull his dogs away or nothing. I'm like, dog, look, because where I'm from, I'm like, dog, take care of your dogs, man, right? And what'd you say, Jeezy?
Jeezy got 16 shots.
Because
I lay that down right where he stand. I don't know what your dog gonna do to me.
Right.
Come on.
Is it too late for me to bring up a topic I did read in the news for y'all's opinion?
No, you go ahead and shoot. This will be the last one.
Okay, here's the opinion. The opinion was about young ladies being out in public in their pajamas, in their house shoes, with bonnets on, with the hair, with hair rags on, in the airport with blankets, pajamas, house shoes. Just being in public, period. Dressed like that. And the person that made the comments and just made an Instagram video and asked young ladies, where's your pride when you go outside, was Monique, the comedian. Do you see any benefit in that? She encouraged older, wiser women that when they see these young ladies like that, to, just kind of, make a comment or just say, hey, sis,
Like, here's my thoughts on that. Like, there used to be shame. And shame used to mean something. Like, if somebody was ashamed of you, you were ashamed of your family, ashamed of your community, like, that meant something. Now, shame don't mean anything. So, you got people going out of the house wearing any kind of stuff because there is no shame. So even if the ladies said something to them that they didn't end up into some kind of altercation, well, really all they're trying to do is school them on, like, carry yourself like a lady. But that ain't where we at right now.
So I have one thought about it. So are you saying that women should always pull themselves together before they leave the house, or can because I know. Hold on 1 second. I know
it's not about having a full face of that's what she said. It's not having a full face of makeup or having your hair all the way done, but not out in pajamas, house shoes, blanket around you, bonnets on your head, like you don't have any, basically, self-respect.
I mean, I got two things, and I know I done rolled out the sack, threw a shirt on. Well, I threw 3 shirts on and a hat, probably shorts I maybe slept in, and rolled out to get some donuts or eggs or whatever. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. If the woman that I'm chilling with, she rolls out of bed, she might have bonnet, jammer pants. That's why she might be dressed, and she going to get the eggs or what have you, right? So it's kind of the same. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Don't get me wrong. Do I like it? No. But now, do I like a woman though to get up and let's go get some breakfast? And she pulls it back. She put the ball cap on and a sweatshirt, and we go get some breakfast. I'm down with that. Very happy. But if she got the bonnet on and, one eyelash and all that, like, I'm like, nah, never mind. All right.
No, but
DoorDash.
Women, she's saying is women should always carry themselves with a certain level of decorum. They carry themselves with certain, they're ladies. But they're not acting like ladies no more. They acting like whatever. They acting like dudes. Or they, you know what I mean? Like, a lady, you see one. Like, oh, that's a lady. act like a lady. But nowadays you can't say that. You know, now it becomes misogynistic or it becomes this or that. Or I can't come outside in my pajamas. You know, all that kind of mess. You know, so I'm a than a lady should act like a lady. I'm always for that.
Long Green, what's up?
I mean, from a perspective standpoint, I think it's a huge problem. You know, more than anything, you know, I'll also say there's a perception standpoint because when I see women come out of the house with bonnets, house shoes, night clothes, they at the store, they stop by the dentist's office, they at the license branch. You know, it really, my perception of them is that, you know, they're filthy. They got up out of bed in these clothes. They went to all these public places in these clothes, and they're about to go home and go right back to bed and get in the bed in those same clothes. You know what I mean? And so from my own mind, I think it's a bit filthy looking, but I think the bigger problem is the cultural kind of presentation that it puts out there, because it almost gives another caricature type to black women that I don't think is necessarily fair, or the picture that they would like to be used to represent them. So I have a big problem with it in that way. And I do think that anymore, collectively, maybe black women have lost some of the group self-esteem, you know what I mean? And I think everything has become so isolated and this is comfortable for me, versus the bigger picture and saying, let me take 2 minutes, you know what I'm saying? If it's 6 a.m., lounge is open, let me throw this t-shirt on real quick, put these shorts on, put on some Birkenstocks, baseball cap backwards, something, but you don't need to go out in public in your night clothes. I just think I think it looks bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if somebody showed up with an opportunity out of the blue, and there you are presenting your night clothes, you're probably not going to be the person that even gets to sniff that opportunity.
Did you say sniff? Anyway, hey, so it's one of those things where
I didn't say moist.
You did not say moist, which is probably a moist situation that's happening. But so I got a question for you though. So like I said that a man can do that, no sweat. Like I would look just like I look right now, shorts, shirt, hat, but I'm fresh out the bed, and y'all ain't got nothing to say about me. Nothing,
bro. It's not like you walking in longs and your house slippers, your robe, and your punk panties, man. It's different, man. You actually will put on some shorts or something.
I'm sorry, can we back up 1 second? Did you say punk
what's
panties?
Up, bro?
Did you say punk panties?
I don't know what you sleep in, bro, but I'm just saying. It's Pride Month, bro.
I would just like to be 100% clear that Moose does not own anything called punk panties. I just want to be 100% clear. I don't own anything that even looks like that represents that could even be construed as Jesus used those big words.
You're missing the point, Moose.
But the point is, what he's saying is, like, when you walk out of the house and you wearing shorts and a t-shirt, it's still shorts and a t-shirt. You ain't going out in your full pajamas, a full silk robe, and some shit. You ain't wearing that. Or you're not wearing a house though.
Yeah, some flannel pants, some long johns, or nothing like that.
So I got a question. I got a question for you guys. So, along with what Big Sis said, so like remember back in the day, like when she first started talking, I didn't even think, and this is my bias, right, folks? I didn't even think about black women. I thought about people, and not even black necessarily black or white or black or pilgrim, but people at Walmart. When you go to Walmart, you see that a lot. You see pajama pants and bonnets and that kind of stuff. You know, that kind of thing. So I originally thought about the people at Walmart. So I think that it's a phenomenon, man, that's happened more and more often, where people are just comfortable.
I mean, but it also makes me feel like I used to see my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother all take the time to do their hair, whether it be on a Sunday night or something. But if every time I see you in a bonnet, it makes me think that you're unclean, like you don't take the time to, you know what I'm saying, keep the upkeep up on your hair or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like a very lazy default to go to. You know what I mean? So the people don't have to see that you don't take care of your hair.
But you know where that comes from, by the way, Long Green. That so think about church, right? The only time the black folks could really dress up and look nice was church. That's why they always wore suits and dressed to the nines for church and all that kind of stuff, and because they weren't allowed to dress like that any other time. So what has happened? I think what's happening now, what you see is an overcompensation effects. Being like, I can just be who I want to be, But
my red thing that I sent this on.
And what happened to church? Come as you are started being a thing, right? Instead of wearing suits and dressing up, come as you are, because even the church folks knew that the reason we're doing this is a slave mentality. The reason we're dressing up is a slave mentality, and I am totally taking the Jeezy perspective right now, But I mean, if that's what they're doing, I mean, when it's time to go on a date. Are you in your bonnet? No, I bet you fire ready to go and you hot and and all that, And so I think it's one of those things where I think that, yeah, it's messed up. Like, I think it's perspective. If you chilling with Jeezy or Moose or D-Lo, and we ready to walk out, and I'm like, nah, never mind. I pick it up myself. You got the bonnet on. Hey, never mind. I got it. You go ahead and chill. Or go by yourself, but don't go anywhere where people will know that you with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't represent me like that out there like that. Like, we're not doing that. And guess what? And vice versa, I'm not gonna go out, representing you crazy. It's the same thing. The big sis, I think that's where it comes down to. If the way they represent themselves and their significant and their family. If the significant's cool with it, because the man, and we talked about this earlier about the demasculation of man. The man should say, "Yo, don't do that, man. No, never mind. If you ain't gonna pull your hair back and throw on some shorts or something, never mind. I got it. I'll go. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and do what it is I was gonna do, and I'll go get that stuff. Or go ahead and pull yourself together real quick. And again, it's not pull yourself together. Pull your hair back, throw a hat on, put your sweater on, put your hoodie on, shorts, what do you call them things? Yoga pants, leggings, and go. Do your thing, G.
So the second part of that, though, is Twitter really lit Monique up for making those comments. And they went back to the type of comedy she used to do. My first experience with her was the show The Parkers, so I was really surprised when I saw the Queens of Comedy and heard the language. And then they talked about the fact that, she had a sitcom based on her harassing, the professor. Was that what his name was? Yeah. Her whole show was based on that. So do you think it was fair, and do you guys think it is fair when somebody's like livelihood, the choices they made in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, does that absolutely disqualify them from an opinion today?
No, absolutely
What
not.
do you think, Ron?
I think that times and people change, and I think you definitely can't judge an actor based on the role they play versus the life they lead personally.
Yeah, I would agree with Ron with that one. Like she's playing a role. However, her role might have led way into the situation where women felt comfortable doing that. So, I mean, she probably has some part in that indirectly by the character that she played. But at the end of the day, people on Twitter, again, anytime they got a chance to shout anybody down, they can do it, because anytime people can get at a celebrity, it's their moment to shine. So I hold those people's words with a grain of salt. It means absolutely nothing what they think, because anytime a celebrity say anything, people are going to shout them down because they're ultimately mad at that person's position in life, and they sit at their work cubicle, doing what they do. So
And behind the keyboard.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, not knowing if they saw Monique in person, they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Monique! You can give a picture for the ground, all that kind of stuff." If they saw her in person, but when it's easy to have this mob mentality to say, "Well, you played a role where you did this." Like, it's a role. I'm an actor. I played a role. You're right.
I mean, but even outside the role, my personal opinion is that, you know, just because she's been this character and she said and done all this stuff does not make the statement any less accurate or incorrect. You know what I mean? I mean, if we want to go back to character specifications, we can look at the Bible and talk about all kind of flawed people that did great things, the right things at the right time. You know what I mean? So I don't think you can necessarily discredit her. I mean, it's easy to go out there and spin the narrative and say, you can't give me this because you don't want to hear the message. So yeah, you'll bring up the past, whatever the case may be, but it doesn't make it any less meaningful.
Man.
Well, I'm glad that I could contribute to the Heavy Hitters radio show. It's been a while. I want to thank you for this time that you guys have spent with me. This has been, like I say, probably the culmination of a great week for me. And so I hear that group calling me DJ Long Green. I hear them in the background. Back to life.
Hey!
Back to reality.
Let's go.
M2 right? M2
However, do you want it? Now, happy birthday, though.
However do you need it. So in the morning, I got to get up and hit it. I'm going to hold on to these memories, these well wishes. I want to thank you all.
That's what's up.
Happy birthday.
Have a good night. Safe travel.
Hey, and Ron, thanks for the picture of me getting carded. Just a couple of years ago. Just a couple of years ago.
Super fun day.
Amen, for sure.
Yeah, I was studying my ID like he was studying for a test.
He's trying to see where you live.
Yes. He was the best person ever to do a tasting.
He really was. We had so much fun. We had so much fun.
Hey, folks,
Yeah.
It's the Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We got an opportunity to talk about Kwame Brown. We got to talk about Joe Judge Brown. We also talked about Black Wall Street. And most of all, we got to truly celebrate the Big Sisters Bornday, man, on the air with all of you, man, out there in Ashbourne, Virginia, out there in Texas, where y'all chill with us up there in Canada.
Shout out.
Over in Japan, man, where you check us out. And right here in Central Indiana, man, where y'all listen to us, we appreciate the fact that y'all rock with us. And Southern Indiana. Hey, man, you know what? Shout out to Southern Indiana, man. At BK, you know who you are, BK. You checking us out. I told you I'd give you a shout out. Next time we're on the show, I'm going to send you a thing. I don't know what that was. It sounded like somebody was trying to get us. But anyway.
No, I told you the Russians follow me.
Right.
5 o'clock, the Russians download everything.
Right. That's what happens. Hey, folks, it's the Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. We appreciate y'all for being here, man. Shout out to Elio Castroneves winning the 500, man, for sure. Shout out to him. And all the old schoolers, man. Phil Nicholson winning the Open. And then obviously Tom Brady for being the Super Bowl champ, man. All the old cats are making it happen. So you know what? Moose is going to win the next thing. Am I going to win the NBA championship? No, never mind. I don't play on the team, so I guess I'm not going to do that. But we'll see how it goes. All right? Hey, for LGZ and Baku, otherwise known as Surface Duo, man, the one, the only lady of the house, Run EMC, OG Long Green Loke Dog, and the woman of the day, man, the big sis. This is Moose, a.k.a. Big House. Remember, we are where you are.
To get comfortable.
And come on in.
Recording stopped.
I didn't think he was going to say it. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this.
It stopped. Recording stopped. Y'all got to remind me that the recording's on, because I sure shouldn't have told him that fight almost went down.